Some tech experts say Apple's new lost items tracking device is a stalking risk. The Apple AirTags allow owners to hunt down misplaced belongings with impressive precision. But experts say it's not difficult for people to misuse the small round chips. Some add they could facilitate stalking and become tools for potentially domestic abusers. The tech company has built in some warnings to prevent dangerous situations, but critics say it's not enough. Geoffrey Fowler is a tech columnist for The Washington Post. He tested just how easily AirTags can potentially put people in danger, and he joins me now. Jeff, welcome. So tell us more about how the Apple AirTags work, and tell us especially, I'm very interested in knowing the tests that you ran to evaluate the security of these devices.
Yeah, Lana. Well, these are, I brought one here with me. These are these little $30 doodads that you can attach to your keys or your bag. And they let you know, you can use your iPhone to let you know where they are at all times. And the way they do that is they connect to any iPhone that's out there in the world, almost 1 billion of them, to share their location back to the owner of the AirTags phone. And that's super handy if you maybe lose some keys in the park and you need to find them again. But the problem is that someone could also slip one of these, into your bag or into your car or some other belonging of yours without you knowing it. And so that's what I tested with a colleague at the Washington Post. With my permission, I let him set up one of these AirTags, pair it with his own iPhone, and then slip it in my bag, and then spend a week tracking me. And it was terrifyingly good at it. When I was riding my bike around town, it could update him on my whereabouts every couple of minutes as I just moved around town. When I was at home, it actually even gave him my exact home address at those moments. So, it's a double-edged sword with this kind of technology, and I think we need to talk more about it.
Yeah. This isn't Apple's first tracking service. So how do these Apple AirTags put victims, specifically of domestic abuse or stalking, more at risk?
Yeah, so there have been Bluetooth tracking devices like these before. There's a company called Tile that has been in this business for a long time. The reason why I think people like me are raising the alarm about AirTags is because when Apple gets involved, we're talking about a whole other scale. These tap into literally every iPhone out there, 1 billion different devices. And that means that suddenly Apple has created a massive new surveillance network that's available to people. The other reason why it's important is these are really inexpensive. And while there are other technologies that unfortunately abusers use to try to track people, including little GPS devices they can stick on cars or stalkerware software that they might try to install on a victim's phone, this is cheaper. This is much easier to use, and it's tiny and really easy to hide. It takes a battery that lasts a year. So it is unfortunately a really effective technology for potentially using to stalk.
So, Jeff, you heard me mention that there are some warnings. How has Apple responded to your reporting, and what are they doing to try and combat the dangerous potential security issues associated with these AirTags?
Yeah, this was sort of the central thing that I was testing. So when Apple introduced these, they said, look, we're going to have some first in the industry protections to stop what they call unwanted tracking. And I said, well, let's see how good they are. Let's see how well they work. The first of them is if an AirTag is separated from its owner's iPhone for 3 days, it will start making a sound. And actually, I know we're on live TV right now, but let me see if I can make it go off so you can hear what that looks like. Can you hear that? So this is the warning.
Put it close to your mic.
Sure. The point is, it's not very loud, and it only lasts about that long.
Yeah.
And so that's the only warning that one of these AirTags is going to give you to let you know that one has been following you around unless you own an iPhone. Now, if you own an iPhone, there are a couple more things that it will do. If your iPhone notices that an AirTag that doesn't belong to you has been traveling around with you, it might pop up a notice when you get home. I got those as well. But again, they weren't super effective. They didn't help me find the AirTag that was being used to track me very well. And the biggest problem of all, it doesn't work for the half of Americans who use Android phones. And so we really need to have a much bigger picture about how to address this.
So you're almost answering what I was going to ask you next, which is, Is there a way that you can know if these devices are following you, if one has been slipped into yourself? It sounds like, aside from really listening very carefully for that little noise or having an iPhone yourself, is there anything else that you can do, Jeff?
Well, definitely folks should be aware of these signals that are out there, what that sounds like, so that if you hear it, you'll know that something is up, or what those alerts will look like on an iPhone. But frankly, Apple needs to do more, and so does the entire industry. The truth is that this is just the beginning, right? More and more of these kinds of tracking devices are going to be out there, this kind of technology. The idea of connecting everyday things to the internet is just, in its very earliest stages. So really, this is something that the industry is going to have to get together to address. We can't have, a solution that the typical Apple solution to a problem like this is, oh, just buy Apple devices, buy an iPhone, and then you'll get an alert. No, we need to be able to have Android phones get these alerts and other things. So I think that ultimately is where we're going. That this is a new kind of security problem, and one that the industry is going to have to work on together.
Yeah, it's interesting because as a person who loses and also has little kids that like to take her things, I can see certainly the appeal of it, but it's important to be thinking about these security concerns from a much broader societal perspective. Geoffrey Fowler, thanks for sharing your experience with us.
You bet.